guys, it's Teacher Ali here, and today we're going to be talking about God's promises and how He always keeps them. So personally, I had no clue what I wanted to do and what I wanted my career to be, and I had to figure that out since I'm almost out of high school. I have 2 years left, and I really need to know what career I wanted to go into. So I had no clue in which direction that I was heading in, but my parents reminded me that God has always had my back, and God is faithful to me. God made a promise to love each and every one of us, and He has a plan for every single one of you guys too. Have you ever had a time in your life when someone kept a promise of yours, maybe when you told them a secret? How did you feel when you found out that they kept their word and didn't tell anyone your secret? Maybe today's lesson will help you.
Have you ever made a promise? When I was growing up and I was in school, all of the girls would make these things called pinky promises. And they would cusp their pinkies together, and as they would do that, they would make this promise. The idea was that they would never be able to break this promise. I love pinky promises. Maybe you've heard of other kinds of promises, but I don't know about you, but I know plenty of people that made pinky promises, but they failed to keep their word. There were so many times where maybe girls kept a secret, but then one of them made a mistake and one of them broke their promise. Did you know that God never breaks His promise? God always keeps His word. He is the most trustworthy. And in our story today, there's this time many years after Adam and Eve, and there were more people living on the earth than there had been before, but the people had become very wicked and very violent. This really troubled God. You see, God loved the earth so much, He loved the people, but He saw how sin was ruining everything that He had planned. And He made a really difficult decision. God made the difficult decision to have to destroy His creation. But in the process, He saw one man who was righteous. That meant one man who was living in the right way. One man who was pleasing God with his actions. And so God chose to save this man named Noah. God said to Noah that He was going to flood the earth, but He was going to give Noah and his family a way to escape, a way to survive. He showed them how to build this massive boat called the ark. And He got the animals that He needed to get onto the ark. He got his family onto the ark. And then it began to rain. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. And the whole world was flooded with water. Noah and his family and the animals, they floated on the ark on top of the water for 5 months. When the water was finally gone and they made it to land, Noah built an altar to worship God. And God was so pleased with Noah's worship that He promised to never destroy the whole earth again. God even sent a rainbow as the sign of that promise. When God makes a promise, He always keeps His word. And we can trust Him to keep His word.
The Holy Tales.
Hello, my name is Tubby. I live here in this wonderful library and I love to eat books. I live here with my friends Gumbo and Freckles. Gumbo, Freckles, come out, wherever you are. Over there, on that great book, is Grand Old Holy. She is really old and wise and tells us wonderful stories when she is awake, that is. Oh, and we love to sing. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
There you are. I am awake and ready to tell you a wonderful story from the Bible. Today, I will tell you the story of how God made the rainbow. Long ago, there was a time when the earth became full of bad people. God was unhappy, so He sent the rains for 40 days and 40 nights to clean earth of all the bad things. Every living creature on the earth was killed. Only Noah, his family, and the animals in the ark survived. When Noah finally came out of his ark, he knew what he had to do. He built an altar for God and offered him many gifts. He thanked God for saving him and his family. After the flood was over, God promised that he would never destroy the earth again. The 4 different seasons, summer, winter, autumn, and spring, would come and go forever. He blessed Noah and said,
"The earth is now yours. Take good care of it so that no evil ever happens again."
Noah would rule the earth as long as he lived. God told Noah everything about what should be done. Suddenly, a beautiful rainbow of 7 colors, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, appeared in the sky. This colorful and bright rainbow was a sign of happiness after the dangerous flood. So every time there is a rainbow in the sky, people remember God's promise to Noah. And the question for today is, why did God make this rainbow?
It is God's promise to the people that He would never destroy the earth again. There will always be a rainbow at the end of the rain.
Correct! But I have another question today. What was the first thing that Noah did when he came out of the ark?
Did he have a burger? Did he clean the boat? Did he dry his clothes?
No, he offered gifts to God for saving him and his family.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
The Holy Tale.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into Kids Church. Make sure to tune in next Sunday for our next lesson. Make sure to email us your prayer requests at lighthouse@plaog.net and download the activity sheets in the description below. Thank you for watching. See you next week. God made a promise to love each other. A verb? Thank you guys so much for tuning into Kids Church. Make sure to tune in next Sunday to see the next lesson. That will be, no, I don't know.